Wow, I love playing Iron Fist. Message received. Let's learn a new hero then. Starlord looks fun, but I'm an Iron Fist main. Surely I won't be performing well on an aim hero, right? Huh. Now, let me tell you exactly how I did it and why I think he might be busted. I'm first gonna talk about all his mechanics, how you want to approach using each ability, and then go over his various playstyles and how I managed to not just win, but also carry my games with an 88% win rate to eternity. First of all, his primary fire. His gun is not traces from Overwatch, do not be fooled. It deals more damage at range, you can reload it often, and it has way less spread. You get to deal damage from way further away than Tracer, and you are not locked into getting close quarters to make this hero deal damage. You can, and will sometimes want to get up close and personal, but you can already get insane value from just sitting with your backline and just shooting into whoever comes close. His flip is a lot more flexible than people think about. You can flip into any direction with 2 charges, becoming briefly invincible and immune to crowd control. You can dodge anything with this, from spam damage to Iron Man's ult, to Wolverine's grab, to Doctor Strange ult. That duration is 0.37 seconds. So it repositions you to get in or out of the action, while giving you Iron Fist block for free on top of it, just the bonus. Oh, and it also reloads your gun fully. And with it being 2 charges, you can shoot your gun thrice in a row. For a total of 780 damage, that's just body shots. So you're allowed to miss a lot of shots on a squishy and still kill them, or even kill a full HP tank if they're not getting healed. His flight is incredibly important to manage. He flies into the direction he's facing, but can steer up or down with his jump or left control. This is actually quite important, especially when we get to his blaster barrage. It's on a resource bar, which allows you to fly for up to 4 seconds, after which it takes 12 seconds to fully recharge. You need to see this ability not really as a flight like Iron Man, but more so as a small dash to get on high grounds or behind cover or to chase someone. Small bursts are usually enough to get you where you want to be, leaving you enough fuel to get out again. That's also why I changed the setting from toggle to hold, as I want to be able to stop using it as soon as possible. Even if you just tap the button, you get a lot of distance. His Blaster Barrage is what I first considered to be a really bad ability, but oh man, was I wrong. This ability deals 240 damage over 3 seconds in an area around you without requiring any aim. You can use this to hover above the entire enemy team, hit everyone, and just get insane amounts of ult charge while just applying pressure to all of them. And I mean insane amounts of ult charge. Here you can see me farming multiple ults off of just using a barrage multiple times and shooting some tanks in between. You're still killable, so you do have to be careful, but if you see the opportunity for a nice barrage, go for it. The other big use is usually to finish off people that you're shooting, so you shoot someone, they get half health, you use a barrage. You shoot someone, you flip, you shoot them again, then you use barrage to finish them off, etc, etc. That said though, the big thing here is that you can use your flight during the barrage. If you do it correctly, you can keep hovering over the enemies, making it way harder to hit you, while allowing you to shoot over all their shields and defensive abilities. And a big trick here is that you don't actually need to look in the direction you want to hover. I don't need to keep looking up if I want to go up, because I can just tap jump repeatedly to stay at a height while looking downwards. So I get to perfectly see where all the enemies are while staying above them. Another good usage of this ability is to keep up my damage mid-fight, as I don't want to spend time reloading in such an important situation. So I'll use my clip, flip. Use my clip, flip. Use my clip, barrage, then my flip gets off cooldown again, and then I use my clip again. This will melt anything. Finally, his ult. This thing is a team wiper. It's one of, if not the best DPS ult in the game, all while being fairly fast to get. You get auto aim and free flight, and can kill any 250 HP hero in one clip with quick reloads to boot. But. The supports will still get their ults sooner, and their ults will completely counter yours. So you have to learn how to play around it. That's the entire big thing about his ult. There are multiple options on how to do that. The first is really simple, just wait it out. Wait until the Luna or Mantis or Cloak and Dagger use their ult, and then pop it once they're done. Fairly consistent, but what if you and your team never manage to actually get them to use their ult? Do you just wait until the game is over? That's when you need to talk about option 2, baiting their ult. Here, the main priority is just to live. Use your ult, shoot whichever support you want to ult, then make sure you can live afterwards to wait out their ult, after which your teammates can now use their ults to kill. There's also the hidden option 3, which I love. Even in Eternity and one above all lobbies, supports will generally just pop their ult if they even hear your ult voice line. So I abuse that by shooting someone who is really far away from their supports. So I get the kill before the support can actually get to the target they want to save, and I trade ult for ult. Then we chill, and then we win the 6v5 later. If you can spot these opportunities consistently to bait an ult and get a kill, you will climb. That said, there's also other ults like Magneto's, or basic abilities like Magneto Shield, Strange Shield, Loki Rune, Cloak and Dagger's Fade. And all of those can really fuck up your ult if you're not careful. So try and look for them to be used before you actually pop your ult. Or go for targets that can't be protected by those abilities. So, his playstyle. Starlord has 3 main jobs that he needs to swap between flexibly if you want to solo carry games. Tank Melter, Flanker, and Anti-Flanker. Let me go into the latter 2 first. Due to his insane damage, good mobility, and invulnerability, Starlord is great at taking duels. You can use this to catch enemy supports or DPS unaware and kill them before they or their team can react properly. This is incredibly risky, however, as you don't have any self-sustain, unlike most other flankers. This means that if you get caught out, then you will usually die before making it back to the team. On the counter side, he's actually super good at stopping enemies from flanking. Usually that'll be the melee DPS, the psylockes, the Starlords, or the Ironmans. If you shoot them before they ever get on your backline, they never get to properly do their job, and your backline gets to keep pumping heals and damage. With your mobility and flips, you can kite any melee hero, and with your barrage, you can actually reveal psylocks if they're invisible nearby. A huge tip here is to listen for the pop sound as she goes invisible, and then use barrage while moving towards her.
This is real firepower! Tremble before fast!
As for Iron Man, with your flight, you can get close enough on a high ground to completely deny him any flank and just kill him before it gets close. Just think twice if you see his empowered form, especially if he has the team up. He can melt you before you melt him if he gets the jump on you. For enemy Starlords, well, you're with your team, he's not, you have sustain due to them, he doesn't, you will win. Done correctly, you get to bully that person, they keep getting flamed by their team, and you still have extra time to go shoot their tanks and help your team, whatever. The final way to play him is the way you should probably usually default to, and that's as a tank melter. You stay with your team or on off angles nearby, and you mostly melt the enemy tanks, as the supports are harder to hit and they're probably gonna get healed anyway. You deal insane damage, and they will be forced to use all their abilities or die or retreat, etc. The advantage of this playstyle is actually threefold. 1, you get your ult up way more often, which, as I said earlier, is one of, if not the best DPS ult in the game. The other is that the risk to you is pretty low, as you have all those constant heals available, as well as all your mobility. The third is that your small off angles actually give you a great oversight over the battlefield. You get to see targets use all their cooldowns or go somewhere alone, and you can then jump on them for that free kill. And even if you fail, you're still close enough to your team to get out in time. I also count hover pushes as part of this playstyle, as you get to apply pressure to the entire enemy team while being healable while farming your ult at a breakneck speed. In the end, you of course do need to swap between all 3 playstyles in order to make them work, but sometimes healing for your team just does nothing and you need to go get those kills yourself. Sometimes all the enemies refuse to die, so you just have to farm ult in hopes of team wiping them with that. And sometimes you do just need to chill and prevent the enemy Panther from dominating your backline instead of trying to do the same to theirs. Remember, if you're good enough, you will climb in the long term, even if in the short term you get bad teams. I managed to get this win rate by mostly solo queuing, especially in the final stretch to eternity. Good luck, and I'll see y'all out there. Oh, by the way, I'm not actually done with Iron Fist yet. Please don't leave. No, I like Iron Fist. Please, 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 please.